Elias, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Otwan. Pleasure to see you.
I'm going to read this. Medica has grown from a local operation into a trusted regional powerhouse, offering a full spectrum of services. 25 years ago, did you know that Medica was going to be the large company that it is today?
أكيد no. Everybody dreams, everybody believes, but nobody anticipates. But you have to believe in everything that you do in life, or at least everything I do in my life. I always believe in what I do, and I take things to the next level. Not everything works out the way you want, as you know, but at least you try to do the best out of how to make things thrive.
Was the vision clear from the beginning, or did you have to iterate over the years?
So the vision was very clear at the beginning, which was actually the industry of dermatology and plastic surgery. But as we started, of course, things have shifted, things have changed, regulations have evolved, tightened, changed, obliged us to change with it. To a certain extent, we had to even work closely with the governments to be able to put the right, processes, norms, all the approvals, etc. Um, but definitely, it was quite a challenging journey. Now things are a little bit clearer, like everything in life, but everything also with clarity comes challenges, comes difficulty. So the barrier to entry now is much more difficult than when I started, because at that time in 97 there was nobody. I mean, I started in 97, opened the company in 98. There was literally maybe one or two players. That's it in all the industry, in all the region. So I think one actually. And when I started in this industry, there was nothing sold to dermatologists and plastic surgeons other than creams and maybe breast implant and one or two devices. That's it. So we took it on ourselves that this is going to be the industry to be in. One, because it's an industry that is cash related, not government related. I wanted to make sure that we elevate the industry because it started with hair removal as a device, and then slimming machines, and then fillers, and then toxin, and then mesotherapy. But what we did differently, and this was the vision that I had when I started this company, is I wanted to be the first and only 360-degree one-stop shop, an A to Z platform where you can find everything. And we really worked a lot and spent a lot of money on being a leader in the industry in terms of service, maintenance, after sales service, answering calls, CRM, implemented a lot of things to really make the company very strong at the foundation before we reach where we reach. But we really worked very, very hard and very fast. And I remember I opened in Dubai in 98, Singapore in 2001, Saudi 2004 or 3. Went back to Lebanon in 2006 because we started in Lebanon in 97, but heavily in 96, 2006, sorry. And then country after country after country, we mushroomed between Southeast Asia, Middle East and Gulf countries. At a certain point, we had about 18 countries under distribution.
I have to ask, you're in the medical field, so expanding into different countries, doesn't it come with some tough regulations in order to be able to sell the products, the services? And how did you deal with that?
So it's not only tough regulation, it's tough times, time away from family. I mean, I lived on the flight. I used to do over 130 flights a year, I think, if not more. Living on the plane from country to country, implementing things, meeting with my partners, growing things to be able to be cemented properly. So a lot of things have happened, a lot.
You pride yourself into building a 360-degree company. How important is the training, marketing, and the sales support to practitioners beyond the products and the services themselves?
That was everything. It was everything. Sales, marketing, training. Actually, if I want to put it in the right way, it was training, sales, marketing, and then serve and maintenance. So we had to train every single doctor on how to inject, how to use the device, and then their therapist, and then the technicians, over and over and over and over for 25 years. We still train people till now. So it's an ongoing journey. But Medica
Eh,
was not only just a distributor. At a certain point, we were market makers. And in 2004, 2001, we were, I strongly believed in mesotherapy, and where everybody in the world did not believe in it. So by 2004, Medica was the only company that actually had protocols, had products in place, had all the ecosystem to be able to, go to market with mesotherapy. And by 2004, when it exploded globally, we're the only company that had stock, had the protocols, and that have trained already doctors in Asia, because Asia was by far more advanced than the Middle East. And then we boomed in mesotherapy globally. When I say boomed, like we were the only company that was really, really ready, as an example. So we had a development arm, an R&D arm, that also supplies other countries and developed everything into what's coming into the industry.
I mean, it sounds like you're able to take a certain amount of risk when you launch these new products that don't even exist in the market. Did you ever launch a product that wasn't the right fit, wasn't the right time?
Wasn't the right fit, rarely, to say almost no, but the wrong timing, yes, many times. And we launched PRP in 2006, I think, or seven, way too early of its time. I mean, it only started booming in 2015 or 14 in the region. So it was way too early in a geographical region. So for in Asia, it was fine, but in the Middle East, it was too early. So we learned how to launch things in the right time, of course, by trial and error. Uh, we did a lot of these mistakes, wasted a lot of time, effort, and money. But I mean, it's fine. It's part of the game. It's not a big deal. You learn. It was a good journey.
We talked about training the service providers, but what about the culture, the customers? Did you have to teach them about the new technology, show them that all these new services are safe? How difficult was it to actually train and educate the market?
The biggest hurdle at the time was communication. There was no emails. We used to deal with SMS. There was no WhatsApp at the time. Magazines, leaflets, billboards. I mean, you're talking all the old conventional way of marketing things. But word of mouth was the best. Workshop was the best because this is where you put people together and you teach them. But we really did really a lot of training and workshop. I think by 2020, I think 15 or 16, maybe 17, we have trained over 500,000 times people. Some people got trained 10 times, 20 times. So we did over 500,000 training, just to give you an
Wow.
idea. So you're talking for a population of doctors in the region, only this part of the world, the Gulf and the MENA region, maybe we had about 6,000 clients. So it's like 10,000, 1,000 time each, roughly,
Well,
between therapists and people and all that.
Elias, it seems like you're very well aware of the latest technologies, and there's a technological revolution happening with AI. How did this impact your field, and how do you stay up to date?
So, just to give you a history, so before we go there, so we didn't implement AI, but we were very technologically advanced as a company. Then I decided to exit part of my company in 2019 to a private equity, and then recently I sold the last 30% of my company, and I'm still an advisor to the company until end of the year. I'll be resigning as a chairman sometimes in June, maybe mid to end of June. And then I'll be staying as an advisor to the end of the year. But in the meantime, uh, I've built another company at the same time when I exited the first part of Medica in 2019 called Emma. And Emma has been built all over AI. I mean, it's a device that is fully IoT, Internet of Things, as you know. The device monitors everything that you do. driven by data. We can control the device from all over in terms of maintenance, in terms of which handpieces have been used the most. If anybody needs help, support, video trainings, everything is there on the platform through an LMS system. And we're very, very AI driven when it comes to the data and all this. And this is something that is very important. But not only this, I mean, I have multiple companies in the same industry. One of them is in longevity and wellness and regenerative medicine. AI is honestly a very important pillar today in our lives. For me, AI is not important. It is us. It is part of our life. The AI can answer you much faster than anyone, can give you data that is consolidated from a lot of opinions globally. It will help a lot people when it comes to the medical industry, at least. I'm sure other industries as well, but I prefer to talk only about the industry I understand the most in.
Well, you mentioned Emma, so I have to ask. You founded it about 6 years ago, and it says that you're
Correct.
now available in over 50 countries. Did you find the
Correct.
formula, the secret formula over the past 2 decades into how to grow a company, or did you just have the right network to grow? How were you able to grow that quickly in just a few years?
So first, I think it's the reputation. I mean, I've known in this industry for 25 years, so everybody knows me and I know everybody. I've always been someone who, kept my promise, delivered on my agreements. But most importantly, everybody knows that I only sell quality, and that has been always my motto. I never been driven by price, getting things that are cheaper than what we have, and try to save a buck. I only sell quality, and I work with global companies, and I'm very, very, very loyal to companies and to people. So when we built the company, we built it on two aims. One is to actually become a global player in the industry, in the facial industry, and then the second, a global player in the exosome world. Um, Take that fast forward, we got the FDA of the device last month. So it tells you already how it is. So that we manufactured the first device in
Congrats.
2022. And thank you. In 2022 March, we launched the device that we manufactured in Spain, and we signed a contract with Sinclair that was a contract that was a big number. It was valued of about 90 plus million over 5 years, which is a global company. Sinclair is a it's a company traded out of fund in China that is over $1 billion. They took the distribution of our device, and then they did an amazing job. And then recently they kept the US, Canada, and China. And then we took the rest of the world, and then we're both working very hard to globalize the device, and we're doing very well. Last week I was in China, mid of May, and we launched our device in China. So I think having the FDA and being inside China tells you that we've done something right. That's the vertical of the device, and then we have the vertical of exosomes. We own part of the factory. We have a patent on our exosomes to be the purest exosomes in the world, human-based. We manufacture them in the US, and we have plant-based where we manufacture in Europe. And having that purity and consistency and an amazing quality got us into bed with a big pharma company in the US called Merz, which was our amazing partners, and we're working hand in hand into penetrating the market in the US.
Do you have completely different strategies when you're operating in different regions around the world, or do people all over the globe recognize a good product?
Strategy is always different, I would say, geographical areas. Um, but the vision is the same, and the way to move forward is the same. So, strategy just you pivot here and there depending on the culture, what's happening in the market, but the vision is always the same.
CuraCell is specialized compounding pharmacy dedicated to creating personalized medication tailored to each patient's unique needs. It sounds like we're living in the future. What does CuraCell actually do?
We are in the future. So, CuraCell is a compounding pharmacy. Compounding pharmacies means when doctor prescribes to a patient, and this is something not new at all in the US. So it's been there for in the US for a long time, in Germany and part of the UK. You go to a doctor, and the doctor will prescribe to you, let's say, paracetamol with anti-inflammatory. So you can go to the pharmacy and they can compound a pill or a syrup or an IV for you to be able to take that in one dose rather than you having to take many things. So they compound products for you to be able to take that are tailor-made to you in terms of grammage and the doses, so in terms of doses. So there are already compounding pharmacies in the UAE, but there's definitely a need to have more. And we decided to open a compounding pharmacy in the UAE for the UAE market, but also for the rest of the region. So we would like we have a distribution network also in Africa through a company called AfriMed, and we would like to make sure that we are catered to this need to the patients all over. It's a very, very important base for longevity and regenerative medicine. This is where you compound your peptides, you compound your growth hormones, your IV drips, vitamins, vitality, anything that you can think of. This is what we do.
Okay, let me end with this. I mean, you've had an amazing journey. What's the next big milestone for Elias Chabtini?
Uh, there's no big milestone. I think it's dreams and dreams to actually um, become build global companies. I mean, I've done it in Asia. I've exited our Asian company. I've exited our GCC company. I would like to have a global exit. That's something that would give me a personal satisfaction. It's always about that. But irrespective of the exits, I'm someone who's very driven and passionate about this industry. I don't think I can ever stop because this is what I do best. I don't know how to do anything else other than cooking. I can cook very well, and I'm very good in F&B. But other than cooking, that's the best thing, the next best thing that I do. So it's gonna always be with us. And I think the last project on longevity and regenerative medicine, that's gonna be a 20-year thing. It will never stop. I will never sell that project or anything because it's gonna be great. And I have a new venture coming. Hopefully, you'll hear about it soon.
Elias, that was a fascinating conversation. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Antoine. Thank you for you.